Well, we can have a look. We have a lot of lungs here, specimens of lung. You should be able to differentiate right lung from the left lung. This is the right lung, this is the left lung. One of the clear feature, number of lobes. In the left lung we have 2 lobes only. In the right lung we have 3 lobes. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 lobes. You can take another example. This is a right lung and it has got 3 lobes. Upper lobe, middle lobe and lower lobe. We should be able to identify also the difference using other landmarks or other important things. The apex should be always superior, the apex. The base should be inferior. The lingula or the anterior wall, which is irregular wall, should be anterior. And the straight border should be in the back. The outer surface is the costal surface for the ribs. And the inner part, here we can see the hilum. And in the hilum of the lung, we might find a bronchus, cut section of the bronchus, which is very hard. This is the bronchus. The artery usually, section of the artery usually is high. And the section of the vein is very thin. And usually the vein is anterior and inferior. The artery is usually above the bronchus. Above or anterior to the bronchus. This might be an artery. This is the bronchus, very hard. The hardest one is the bronchus, and the thinnest one is the vein. So the thickness usually help you in the exam. You can rely on thickness or on sight, on position. This is the left lung. We can have a look to the left lung. Left lung, this is the bronchus, above the bronchus, the artery, and here are the veins. The veins. Artery is usually always above the bronchus and veins. So look again, this is the artery, the bronchus, the bronchi, section of the bronchus, and the veins. The relations of the left lung is mainly to the aorta, the heart, cardiac notch, lingula, ascending aorta, arch of aorta, descending aorta. Okay. On the branches of the aorta, they make also impressions. Regarding the lung, we have relations to the azygous vein. The azygous vein and the superior vena cava, so it's mainly venous. Esophagus has got bilateral relation. Esophagus has got bilateral relations. This is regarding in the heart. When you do a section to the ventricle, you can see a lot of muscles. These are the trabeculocarinae muscles. One of them is thick muscle, thicker. Papillary muscle. We have 3 papillary muscles in each ventricle, in the right ventricle, and 2 papillary muscles in the left ventricle. They are attached by fibrous tissue, connective tissue called chordae tendineae. They are attached by the chordae tendineae to the cusps of the valve, to the valve cusps. Okay, the mitral valve. This is the tricuspid valve. So the important thing in the ventricle. In the atrium, also we can see the atrium has got a smooth part and a rough part. Pectinate muscles, they form the rough part of the atrium. Horizontal sheet of muscles, small pectinate muscles, they form the rough part of the auricle of the atrium. Okay. This is the liver. This is called the visceral surface of the liver. Liver has got the diaphragmatic surface, which is smooth, and it's characterized also by the bare area. This is the bare area of the liver, which is devoid of peritoneum. And here we have the visceral surface. In the visceral surface, we imagine a line passing between the inferior vena cava and the gallbladder, and another line here between the fissure of ligamentum venosum and ligamentum teres. And the hilum is in between them. This is H-shaped division, H-shape, gallbladder, inferior vena cava, and the ligaments, ligamentum venosum and ligamentum teres. And the hilum is here. The upper part of the H shape is the caudate lobe. This is the caudate lobe of the liver. And the lower part is the quadrate lobe. This is the quadrate lobe of the liver. So we have caudate lobe and quadrate lobe. We have the left lobe and we have the right lobe. Okay? And this is the impression made by the right kidney. It's a deep impression on the right lobe. In the left lobe we have impression, esophageal and gastric impression and duodenal impression. But in the right side, maybe we have colic impression, colonic impression, and kidney, renal impression. Okay. This is the gallbladder. Gallbladder fossa. Separate the right lobe from the quadrate lobe. And this is the inferior vena cava. This is the inferior vena cava. These are the important things to look for when you look to the liver. Okay, and we can look to the cut section of the kidney. We can see the cortex, which is lighter in color, the outer cortex, and the medulla. The medulla is darker in color. These dark areas, called dark areas, we call them the pyramids of the medulla. These pyramids, they drain the urine to the minor calyces, and they go to the major calyceal system, which you go to the renal pelvis and ureter. So this is the drainage, the urine drainage, which you go to the renal pelvis and ureter. Okay.